This weekend, we observe the 17th of Tammuz, a time commemorating several tragedies in the lifetime of the Jewish people. The main one that's remembered is the breach of the walls in Jerusalem by the Romans ahead of laying siege that ultimately destroyed the temple, which we remember in another 2 weeks on Tisha B'Av, the 9th of Av. But it's said that several other tragedies also occurred on the 17th day of Tammuz. First, that Moses broke the tablets on that day when he saw the people building a golden calf and despaired. Another was that during the time of the temple, Apostemos burnt a Torah, leading to later book burnings in holy books. Another was that offerings were forbidden in the temple on that day, an idol was placed in the temple, and finally that the walls of Jerusalem were breached. There's a way that Judaism has of condensing tragedies into one time to have us remember all of these at once. And one might think that this is such an overwhelming tendency. But in fact, I think that the intention of this practice is to remind us when we are feeling overwhelmed by tragedy that we are not alone, because we all come together to remember these tragedies together. It's a day of fasting and of prayer. And so while we may be feeling despair about this one day, rather than feeling a buildup of days in which we feel alone and singular, we in fact have a time to gather together and remember together. And Judaism has this instinct as well. When someone dies, we observe Shiva, a chance for people to gather together with the bereaved and comfort them during their loss. And today we see as well, when there are tragedies, that people are comforted by being together and feeling less alone. I heard a story on NPR about a woman who gathered together at a vigil in Highland Park in Chicago after the shooting on the 4th of July. And she and her children had been at the event and survived unharmed, but were very frightened during the shootings. And she said she felt so much better coming together with others during this vigil to feel less alone and to process and grieve together. So that's what the 17th of Tammuz allows us to do, to take our tragedies, to take our mourning, and to be in it together, to remember that though we are sad and though we may grieve, we are not alone.